world number 2. This is a best-of-7 match for the two players who were defeated in the semi-finals. Oh Sang-un went down to Chen 3-4, and Ma Long to Vladimir Samsonov, also by a 7th game. So Ma Long of China leading by 3-1. This very much a consolation match. In some ways, I know that the players really don't like having to come back and to play for the 3rd, 4th position, having lost in the semi-final. Quite a rare thing in table tennis, but it does happen at the World Cup. And both these players have put on a spirited effort, considering their respective disappointments of going down in 7-game epics, both of them, at the semi-final stage. Ma Long, as I was saying, went down to Vladimir Samsonov 11-8 in the 7th. And here on Eurosport, coming up next will be the final between Vladimir Samsonov and Chen. So Ma Long has dominated this match pretty much from the off. Similar styles, these two players, both very symmetrical in the sense that they both have backhands pretty much as good as their forehands, as evidenced in that rally. But Ma Long taking it a bit earlier, a bit sharper, a bit sweeter, and he's looking rock solid now to take 3rd place at the World Cup. Just being done for pace again and again, Oh Sang-un. Just being hurried all the time by Ma Long's capacity to play fast shots and then to recover and to play them again. Let's serve. On that occasion, Oh Sang-un was in first, got in with the backhand topspin. Ma Long just blocking it down, and then Oh, the error with the subsequent stroke. Well, it's been a good World Cup here in Moscow, some great matches. The 2 semi-finals going to deciding games. Just wonder what we've got in store in the final. Quite often in the really big events, it's an all-China final. On this occasion, Samsonov getting to the final makes it that much more intriguing and enticing for the neutral as Ma Long takes a timeout midway through game number 5. Worth pointing out, however, that some of the top China players are not here. Ma Long, the world number 2, and Chen, the world number 9, but not Wang Hao, the world number 1, not Ma Lin, and not Wang Liqin. Almost all the top players will be in action at the English Open towards the end of the month in Sheffield. That'll be a very interesting test of how the Chinese are faring in terms of their remarkable development in recent years, dominating world table tennis in a way quite unlike any era since the late 70s and early 80s, when Guo Xiaohua and Kai Zhenhua were all conquering. Should Samsonov win the World Cup, it would be a rare victory for a non-China player in a competition of global stature. Ma Long at 8-5. Wonderful from Oh Sang-un. That is when the Korean is at his best, guiding the ball with such finesse and control. And again. Back in it. Oh dear. Unforced error on serve. Hands the initiative back to Ma. And this time a topspin serve. The forehand from Oh goes long. So valiant recovery by the Korean in this game, but it is Ma now back in control with 3 match points. One match point remains, 9-10, big point here. Oh, and he's just long. The countertop's been just flicking the top of the net and flying long. So Ma Long, the world #2 of China, claims 3rd place in the 2009 World Cup. He'll be disappointed overall with the competition to go out at the semi-final stage, but consolation of 3rd place for Ma Long. We've got the final after the break. Welcome back to Moscow for the final of the Men's Singles World Cup 2009. In red, far end of the table, Chen of China, and in yellow on screen, yellow and grey, Vladimir Samsonov of Belarus. He will have plenty of support here from a partisan crowd, not from Russia but from Belarus, also part of the former Soviet Union, and he really did get a huge amount of support, the man from Minsk, in his semi-final.
The illustrious WTA Tour Championships, starring the year's top 8 players. With Barbara Shett asking the key questions, I don't know, and getting the inside stories from the players.
So, just a great chance.
The WTA Championships from Doha, Tuesday at 1500, live on Eurosport.
Ponta, it's Wonder Fuel.
Join us for the World Series by Renault for the grand finale of this sporting event and see the best young drivers from around the world clash with just one sole goal: to become future Formula One drivers. The World Series by Renault is a fun family outing. The races are run on Europe's most prestigious circuits and attract more than 100,000 spectators. The last round of the World Series by Renault 2009 will be run on the brand new Motorland circuit in the Aragon region in Spain on the 24th and 25th of October. See you there.
All the top sporting events from Eurosport and Eurosport 2, plus the latest sport updates from Eurosport News, are available online, only on Eurosport Player. Watch additional exclusive live sports events only on Eurosport Player. And when you're abroad, follow your favorite sports anytime, any place, and in multiple languages. Subscribe for a month or a year with total flexibility. To join us, go now to player.eurosport.com. Complete coverage of motorsport, live comment on Formula One and MotoGP, plus standings and breaking news across the board, all at eurosport.yahoo.com.
Get the best mobile games with Eurosport. Text Euro and the chart position to the number next to your flag.
Heb je een Nederlands nummer? SMS dan Euro en de bijbehorende code naar 4636.
Se estás em Portugal, envia Euro e o código correspondente para o 4004.
Jesteś w Polsce? Wyślij kod zamówienia na 79997.
Om du är i Sverige, skicka euro plus koden till 72525.
En España, manda euro y el número del top al 7997.
Live on Eurosport.
It is all level. Now it's Teixeira for Brazil. Saved by again. What a chance now for Ghana. Third penalty in succession that Brazil have failed to score. And not only that, the first team from outside of Europe or South America to win the Under-20 World Cup. It is Agyemang Badu with the chance to win it for Ghana, and he has!
What a penalty as well.
Ghana are the Under-20 World Champions. Look what it means to them. And has there ever been a more deserving winner than the Ghanaian coach, Salas Tate?
Live on Eurosport.
So the final of the Men's World Cup. Samsonov with Belarus to serve at the beginning of game number 1. Huge roar from the crowd. Samsonov came through 11-8 in the deciding game against Ma Long earlier today. It was a big victory for the Belarusian, and he showed considerable nerve to close it out. Let's serve. That was an interesting choice of shot from Samsonov. The return, guiding it into the wide forehand, and then the subsequent counter topspin also wide forehand. He's trying to stop Chen stepping around. There'll be a lot of strategy in this final. The big weapon of Chen is the forehand. And so Samsonov will be attempting to create doubt in Chen's mind as to where the ball is going to stop him playing the forehand from the middle of the table. So sometimes Samsonov playing into the wide forehand to stop Chen shuffling round to try and get in the forehand from the middle and backhand sides of the table. And so far, Samsonov executing the game plan extremely effectively. The let serve. Well, he's racing away with the opening game, Samsonov. Chen slightly befuddled, being outmanoeuvred. Thus far, at least. Oh, that was a wonderfully deft stroke from the Belarusian, what's known as a chop block, just curling the racket around the ball, get a bit of backspin inside. And well, Vladimir Samsonov runs out an emphatic first game winner, 11-5. Perfect start. Question is, can he sustain it?
Hard graft on the hard court in Moscow. But some things are worth fighting for. It's the $1 million Kremlin Cup. It's also the last chance to settle any scores just ahead of the season's big showdown in Doha. The WTA Tour from Moscow. Every day at 11 with the final Sunday at 11. Live on Eurosport.
Get the best mobile games with Eurosport. Text Euro in the chart position to the number next to your flag.
Heb je een Nederlands nummer? SMS dan euro en de bijbehorende code naar 4636.
Se estás em Portugal, envia euro e o código correspondente para o 4004.
Jesteś w Polsce? Wyślij kod zamówienia na 79997.
Om du är i Sverige, skicka euro plus koden till 72525.
En España, manda euro y el número del top al 7997.
It's back. The daily program with all the essentials on Planet Football. Euro goals from Monday to Friday on Eurosport.
So really good stuff from Samsonov. He's a very cerebral player, and he's thought very carefully about how to play Chen, and he's executing it very, very well. However, one suspects that Chen will come back to the table with a slightly different strategy, won't be quite so eager to get the forehand in, which left him slightly exposed often in the wide forehand position. Samsonov also managed to construct the points in such a way that he was often the first person to topspin. Samsonov already back at the table. Chen still getting advice. So second game, Chen, China with serve. Let's serve. A little unlucky Samsonov there. It was a nicely disguised push into the wide forehand. Chen getting a very slight neck cord. Samsonov just failing again with that backhand. Bit of a stuttering start to this second game. Chen certainly seeking to impose himself. Much livelier than he was in the opener. That's wonderful play from Chen. On the edge. It didn't look fully comfortable smashing, did it? A lot of side on that from Samsonov, and then this ball, the inside-out forehand, just onto the thick edge of the table. Well, he's being... It's interesting, this. Chen was told to play with more aggression, and certainly to make sure that he used the backhand more often, and he's done that very well. Complete turnaround. Lucky net cord for Samsonov, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. Well, it hit the net twice actually on the way over, just bobbled, didn't it? First one, then the second bounce, and then it actually hit the inside of the net as it dribbled over. So no real chance, but as I was going to say, it doesn't make any difference to the outcome of this second game. Chen 6 game points. I think the interesting question will be whether or not Samsonov, having played the first 2 games in a very strategic fashion, will start to take a few more risks of his own. So game number 2 for Chen, 11-5. We're back with game number 3 after the break.
So far, is it going to be Leutzel's forehill? He's on his way. Oh my goodness! Oh, I don't believe it. But what's this? I have never seen anything like that. 3 seconds to go. It's an own goal in the last second of the semi-final. Muller is FIA World Touring Car Champion. Oh, what a goal!
Steeped in tradition, played with pride, in a world where every game counts, where there's no gain without pain. Wearing the colors means fighting and winning for honor.
And headed to the end zone, Simone Lawrence, he's in!
Big Ten college football, Saturday night, only on Eurosport 2.
Welcome back. So advice being given by Liu Guliang to Chen Qi. Really good play from the Chinese world number 9 in that second game. That's the first game, 11-4. Hit back 11-5 in game number 2. So Samsonov serving. Beginning of game number 3. Well, he had such a dreadful start in the second. Samsonov will be relieved to get the first point under his belt. That was a remarkable shot from Samsonov because it was an awful bounce. He somehow made the adjustment to the countertop spin. Check this out. It was a very shallow bounce and somehow Samsonov just changed the trajectory of the racket head to time the ball immaculately. That's not so clever though. Samsonov, I do feel occasionally against the Chinese players, he has a tendency to serve too long and just to hand the initiative away. Half long isn't bad, but if it's mid-table, sort of 3/4 long, it can be disastrous. That was better. Either it's got to be short, just a little bit long, or if he's going to go fully long, he's got to hit the white line with speed, as he did there. Oh, he's flying. That was just magnificent. Look at the speed to get across here. He was half anticipating it. He was already on the way, but nevertheless. Again, service just drifted into the comfort zone for his opponent. That's fantastic. Chen looking surprised because Samsonov often quite passive. Just look at the speed on this. Oh, wonderfully timed. Such economy of movement as well. Oh, that is table tennis at its very best. Samsonov using the expanses of the court, throwing the ball high into the air, and eventually the hooked side spin stroke away from the table, drifting wide. Chen is not a good smasher, that's for sure. He's slightly uncomfortable, which is why Samsonov, when forced to, is using the lob. But Chen, has to be said, did ultimately win the point. Really good stuff. Well, Samsonov's dilemma here is when he's serving very short, Chen is touching his return very short, which means Samsonov is often going long on the third ball. When he goes half long on serve, he's being attacked. Just not getting an advantage from his serve. In fact, he's being put on the defensive almost all the time in this game. Samsonov needs this point. Changing the position of the serve. Well, again, he was put under severe pressure. Serve was long. Chen with a really good topspin, but Samsonov just about keeping it in play. And the spin that Chen had put on that topspin was what made the ball kick sideways. Well, I think Samsonov now accepting that he's not going to get a big advantage, and he's just trying to minimize the disadvantage on serve. On that occasion, again using the topspin from Chen to create some side on the block. Game points now. And there it is. Samsonov takes game number 3, 11-7. Really good from the Belarusian. And now establishes a 2-game-to-1 lead in this men's final. It's beginning to really shape up this contest. Well, after Chen lost the opening game, he came out in the second. And to give him credit, he had renewed intent and some venomous stroke making that really pulverized Samsonov. And he's going to have to mount another comeback, 2-1 down. And Samsonov displaying some of the best form we've seen from him for some time. Petkovic, his coach, he's been at Samsonov's side for absolutely years and years. Ever since he was an under 14-year-old. Liu Guliang, world champion, Olympic champion, and now the men's team coach of China. Game number 4, Chen with serve. Got a very good start in the second game and ran away with it. Samsonov will be seeking to prevent that happening here. Lots of topspin on that serve. Excellent play from Chen. Top edge, leading edge, ball hits Samsonov on the crown of the head. Oh, that is excellent from Samsonov. Bit lucky, he raised his hand, not quite sure whether it was because it hit the top edge of his bat or perhaps, see here. Oh no, that was a previous point. And that's one of the few outright winners we've seen on serve from Samsonov. Wasn't the spin, it was the length. Good footwork from Chen. Amazing amount of distance he covers in such a fleeting instant of time to get that forehand from the backhand side. He was really making up the ground there, wasn't he, to try and retrieve the next shot from Samsonov, which lucky for him went into the net. What a backhand. When he times that, you wonder why he doesn't play it more often. And again, Samsonov is playing with just enough aggression to confuse Chen. Doesn't know whether the ball's going to come back as a block, as a counter topspin, or on that occasion as a punch. So Samsonov running away with his fourth game, and it's going to take him to the brink of a huge title victory that is very much unforeseen. No one expecting the Belarusian. He's won the competition before in '99 and 2001, but no one expected him to challenge this year. Undefeated in his group, and good victories in the quarters and semis. 10-5 now in the final, in the fourth game. And there it is, 11-5 for Vladimir Samsonov. None of these games have been particularly close, but Samsonov has taken 3 out of 4 of them, and now is 1 game away from the 2009 World Cup title.
The brilliant teenager who first signed for Porto, who won the Copa America with Brazil and the Champions League with Manchester United. And it all began just 4 years ago at the World Under-17s when he was voted Best Player. So who's next? The Under-17 World Cup from October the 24th to November the 15th. Live on Eurosport and Eurosport 2.
Join us for the World Series by Renault for the grand finale of this sporting event and see the best young drivers from around the world clash with just one sole goal: to become future Formula One drivers. The World Series by Renault is a fun family outing. The races are run on Europe's most prestigious circuits and attract more than 100,000 spectators. The last round of the World Series by Renault 2009 will be run on the brand new Motorland circuit in the Aragon region in Spain on the 24th and 25th of October. See you there.
Complete coverage of motorsport, live comment on Formula One and MotoGP, plus standings and breaking news across the board. All at eurosport.yahoo.com.
Here comes the first taste of winter. The Olympic season really swings into action in a few weeks' time. But the alpine skiers are ready to go now, and Solden is ready to make it happen. The Alpine Ski World Cup and the Women's Giant Slalom, Saturday at 9:45 and 12:45, live on Eurosport.
With Nipah.
Welcome back. So, game number 5 in this intriguing men's singles final. Vladimir Samsonov, Belarus, now leading Chen of China by 3 games to 1. Chen has to take 3 on the bounce. He's going to win this World Cup. Samsonov with serve. Good start for Samsonov. A lot of backspin on that serve. Throws the ball high into the air to maximise the speed of the ball when it strikes the bat. Well, we might see a timeout if Chen Shi loses the next point. But he hasn't. That was a devilish serve from Chen. Reverse side spin and backspin. Two outright winners. That's such an advantage, isn't it? When you've got a serve that can get you a couple of cheap points. And such a key part of the repertoire of a top player. And of course, by getting 2 cheap points, it gives you, as a player, confidence, and it saps the confidence of an opponent. Well, that top edge from Samsonov wasn't far away from landing on the table. So a run of 5 points for Chen comes to an end. Another outright winner for Chen on serve. He's varying it magnificently. On occasion long fast and a bit of kick. Oh. Top edge from Samsonov. So a bit lucky. Very lucky. That's why he raised his bat to acknowledge the good fortune. When it hits the top edge, you lose, obviously, complete control of the ball, but somehow it flew onto the table. Will he be able to wield and harness that piece of good luck now? 5-7. That's the shot of this final so far from Samsonov. And he's on a roll. Will we see a yes, we've seen a timeout right here from Liu Guliang. A sequence of key points for Samsonov. One of them, a display of table tennis genius, the forehand executed down the line on the half volley. And suddenly, it is the Belarusian with the momentum, with the confidence. He's on the brink now. And the crowd is ever more vociferously behind him. Stern and determined look on the face of Vladimir Samsonov. He's 3 points away from winning the World Cup for a third time. He has won the European Championship 3 times, yet to win the Worlds or Olympics. But this would be a sweet victory for Samsonov. Second serve in the sequence of 2. He had the initiative. That was an unforced error, and he knows it. That was a great return from Chen. Short, backspin. 2 in a row since the timeout. Too good. Oh, just caught the top of the net and flew long. It was a good serve from Chen. Huge point here, 10-9. Oh, what a stroke from Samsonov. Not the winner, but the return. Chen had committed himself, and Samsonov somehow spotted it early. His radar was very well attuned to what was going on, and he just guided that return into the wide forehand. Shallow. And alternate serves now. 2 clear points. Oh, it's a mistake from Samsonov. It came long. Wasn't easy. That backhand was on. 3rd game point for Chen. And eventually, after a succession of topspins, Chen eventually goes long. Samsonov like a brick wall in that point. Well, this has been a really scintillating game, and the tension continues to mount. Samsonov going a long way over to deliver this serve. Oh, what a way to bring up championship point. This is just getting better and better as a contest. And the fireworks in evidence in almost every shot of that rally. Eventually the switch, bringing up an opportunity for Samsonov to take a 3rd World Cup. Oh, in the backhand on the diagonal. Samsonov, what a way to close it out. Raises his hands to acknowledge a partisan crowd here in Moscow. And his coach Petkovic on his feet. A tremendous performance from Vladimir Samsonov. A lot of people didn't think he had another major title in him, but he has displayed tremendous courage and tactical discipline. He's beaten 2 China players to take the title. Ma Long, the world number 2 in the semi-final, and Chen, the dynamic left-hander in what became a fantastic men's singles final here at the 2009 World Cup. So Samsonov, winner of the World Cup in 1999, winner again in 2001. And now winner again, unexpectedly, in 2009. Well done, Vladimir Samsonov. I just wonder whether or not the China team will regret not having brought 2 of their other major stars, but that won't worry Samsonov. The Belarusian is the World Cup winner 2009.